Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Big vibes for the day. Hit the music. We letting off shots. What?
Baloncesto? Baloncesto? Playoffs? You kidding me?
Y'all know what time it is, man. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is.
Joe, we gonna die. Joe, we gonna die.
Enough of that.
Yeah.
Enough of that. Oh, it's my pops in the building. Pops in the building. Pops was good, man. You already know what time it is, man. It's the Jones Hour. We lit. It's a glorious Sunday right now. Beautiful weekend in New York. Beautiful. Glorious.
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 More shots. You know what time it is, man.
Let everyone know.
Pulled it out. We're
Yes,
getting
sir.
right into it. We know what time it is. It's Nicks and Dimes. It's Nicks and Dimes.
Right into it.
Take me to New York. Take me to New York.
Nicks and Dimes.
Y'all know what time it is, man. Fucking Knicks go to Detroit. Not just take one, take two games. You know what I'm saying? Like it did, like it didn't matter. Both of them basically won 2-point victories. You know what I'm saying? Went in there, played hard. They wanted to call him out. You could hear that they complaining about the foul already or whatever it was. If you watch that game, they was calling no fouls the entire game on both sides. On both sides, they just let it get mad physical, let everything go, and everything like that. Not even like technicals, really. You know what I'm saying? Because it got chippy and people were talking and getting in each other's faces and little shoves and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But they let it rock.
Nothing short of that. They were really beating the crap out of us.
Facts. Word up, Pops. Exactly. We said facts at the same time. That's how real it is. That's that. We linked from 3,000 miles away. You know what time it is, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we went in and we handled our business. We handled our business. Cat, it makes sense. Would Randall be able to do what Cat did?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Cat put it on our back. Hit deep threes. Them shits was like 30 footers. And that wasn't just one. He did like 3 of them shits.
Yup.
From deep, mad far out. Just in your fucking lip.
Yup.
In your lip.
It's crazy too. Like it's as if he's fucking better at 3 feet from the 3-point line than he is like at the 3-point line.
Call in. Put the number up.
Post the number up.
That's it. Because Knicks, man, like if we play like this, we could give teams problems.
Yeah.
We could give Boston problems.
Yeah.
At the least. We haven't beat them all year. We owe them an ass whipping, a reality check. Now, whatever happened during the playoffs, there it go. What's up? You on the Jones Hour?
The incredible Jones Hour.
What?
Hey.
It's been a minute. What's good, Pops?
What up, man?
How we doing?
We're good. After that game, we're amazing.
Facts, right?
Amazing. You know something? At least, let's all be honest. That was a foul, but at least the refs were consistent. They didn't call shit all game, and they didn't call it for that shot, and that was the right thing to do.
Word.
That was the right thing to do.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, yeah, because I mean, you can't be that selective at that point in the game when you know it's gonna make a difference when you haven't done that all game. You know what I'm saying? And both sides was crying for fouls. It wasn't just like it was just, both sides was like asking for fouls, like, yo, why you not calling the fouls on things like that? But they let the game rock. They let the game rock. And and my man, like I said, Cole Anthony Towns, big shots from deep, Dominican. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
Word up,
La Raza.
facts.
But the two shout outs I gotta give though
Uh-huh.
is OG and Bridges, because they didn't do stuff offensively, but they were shutting people down. All
Yeah.
of them. And Bridges 2 big 3.
Yeah, I was about to say he hit some
We
big
were
threes.
down-
Tied the
we were
game.
down by 11,
Mhm.
and he brought it back down to 8 when Brunson was out, and he hit another one in the corner.
Yo.
Huge. And the idea that they both, because there were times that they were coming off the pick, and he had to pick up Cunningham, and he was able to shut him down too.
Facts.
So it's hard when you got wings out like that. And Towns is whatever anybody want to say about Towns, that he can't shoot under pressure. He's soft. He is proven all the naysayers wrong. Every single one of them. That boy can play all the way
Facts.
around. All
Facts.
the way around. And I think we only got 5 points off the bench.
Word, which is crazy.
Deal with during the off season, but just to show you what that starting 5 looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they could play with anybody. That's what I'm saying. If they play like that, they could. Well, they need to handle their business. You know what I'm saying? We need to get to now bring it back into New York and end the series. Then let's not get cute. Let's not take anything for granted or anything like that. We don't need to push it to 6 or 7. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Make it any more than what it is. You know what I'm saying? Handle
Right.
our business, win in 5, and wait. Oh, we lost the call. That's that Cali connection. We'll see if he called back. But that's what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? We need to. Let's go. Hello?
I'm sorry, that was Trump trying to get involved in the call.
Word.
But no, I didn't hear what you were saying. It was static and I lost the line. But I was saying that Towns he's proven his worth.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what anyone says about that trade, he has proven that he is worth that trade.
Word.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, nah, he definitely did it. He definitely did his thing. And he's definitely been able to, a good counterpart to Jalen Brunson. You know what I'm saying? And they've both been able to rely on each other at this point. You know what I'm saying? And we see that in this series so far. Aside from what game 2 that we lost at home, the way we've been playing.
Even with that game 2, we could have pulled that out. This could have easily been a
Yeah. No, yeah, it could have been, but yeah, it could have been a sweep. But that was the only thing. And the other 3 games, if we play like that, it's gonna be hard for teams to fuck with us, even the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? Even the Celtics. Like, we could give them problems. And right now, they're going through it against Orlando. You know what I'm saying? They're going through it. They're going through a lot of injuries. I think Jaylen Brown dislocated his finger and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So if they're gonna come to us, they're not gonna be 100%.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
But I think also the interesting part with Towns that he did all this when he caught that early 4th foul, and you got to give it to Tibbs. Tibbs could have moved him out and he left him in there to play.
Yeah.
He played the rest of the game. He got 1 more foul, and that was it.
Yeah, and that was it. Yep.
So you got to give him for playing and being, doing what he needed to do. But you got to give it to Tibbs for, believing in him and leaving him in there. If he would have pulled him out, this game is completely different. We might most likely lose this game.
Yeah.
It could have been problematic. But the other thing is that when Brunson was out, they scored, but they didn't have it. came back and did what they needed to do.
Facts. That's a fact.
Bro.
Mm-hmm.
But that boy is for real. That boy is for real. That you know, he was 5 out of 7 from the 3-point line. 5. They shot. The craziest thing is they shot 45% from 3-point, or 37% for the rest of the game. That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, even at the end when Jalen Brunson missed that layup, I thought that was going to be the one that fucked it up for us. But
so did I. I don't know what. I think he was anticipating to get hit, and then instead of putting it off the backboard, I don't know what happened. It was
he let it off funny. He let it off funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I think he was anticipating the hit, and it never came, and kind of just fucked him up. But the one thing that I think the three of us have to talk a little bit about is these third quarters. We come out weak in these third quarters.
Yeah. All season. It's been like that all season. Like consistently, like they be up at halftime. Like we was up 10 points or 7 points at halftime. We was up 10 at the end of the first, and then 7 at halftime, 50-43. And then they came back roaring, and we was down. You know what I'm saying? We was down a good amount. You know.
That doesn't even make sense like that. But listen, they did what they needed to do, and that's all that counts.
Yeah.
That's all that counts. I think though. What do you both think about all these turnovers that Cunningham is having? Like he's averaging 6 a game.
He's just young. He's young, and you know what it is. He's young, and he feels like he has the total weight of the team on his shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Cunningham is seen as an all-star, definitely seen as the best player on his team. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't know if he has trust in everybody just yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when that happens, you tend to like want it to fall more on you. You know?
Yeah.
Where it's like I'll take the blame for it. Like this is my team, but I'll take the L's on whatever it is so that they don't look bad on the situation or whatever, you know? And when he starts being able to play with his team more, when they start, you know, even adding the better, maybe some better or other pieces, you know, offensively, you know, that he can rely on, then he'll be better. But I think that's just what it is when you have that pressure of being the man on a team at such a young age. You know what I'm saying? First time in the playoffs, you know? Y'all haven't won a game in Detroit in now 14, 15 tries now. You know?
Oh, their last game that they won was in 2008. This is their 9th home loss in a row.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's difficult. And what you think about Cunningham and all his turnovers?
I mean, honestly, it's a win for us. You know what I mean? Like, not gonna complain about there.
Oh yeah, I'm not complaining, but I'm just surprised that he had so many. You know?
I mean, we just crushed it overall on when it came down to forcing turnovers, like especially in this game.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, we've been pretty clutch on that. A lot of their moves, like Jones was saying, though, is more like rookie mistakes. A lot of just them spilling the ball up, you know, just coughing it up on dumb decisions, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Dumb fouls, dumb decisions.
Yeah, I remember like in game one in this series, they getting hit with the defensive technicals and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You just giving points away. You know what I'm saying? Like every point matters, everything matters. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Like, you know, these are gonna be the differences of games and shit like that when you do things like that, especially in a such even matchup. You know, regardless of record or standing or whatever. This is an even match. I don't know if it's necessarily even, but you know, they play a different style of basketball than we do. You know what I'm saying? And because we have Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson is small, you know what I'm saying? We have this, Josh Hart is your toughest player. So it's like, you know, you guys aren't really that tough. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. You know, like we're a soft team. But, you know, we're gonna change a lot of people's minds. You know what I'm saying? When we
I think so.
Yeah, last week, you know, shout out to everybody. Happy Easter, happy 420. You know what I'm saying? We didn't do the show But the week before that, we did a hypothetical of the playoffs, and Ant got them going to the chip. I got them losing to Boston, but if they play like this, they could. I feel like they could beat Boston.
Yeah, I agree. I think they it's gonna be it'll be a little tight, but I think it'll be they got to be able to do something off the bench. They only beat Boston if they can do something off the bench. If they can't do something off the bench, then
Honestly,
it can't.
I guarantee you that Detroit beats the shit out of us, and at the same time, we're hoping that Orlando beats the shit out of them.
No, go ahead, Pops.
I think with the Orlando, because I'm not crazy enough to think that they're gonna lose to Orlando.
No, I don't think so either. But I think they're gonna dent them a little bit. You know what I mean? Like,
And that's all you can hope.
I think KP broke his nose. I heard today.
Who?
KP. Yeah.
How did he do that?
In the game.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown broke his finger. Nah, I think it was last night. I think they played it, yeah, something like that. I don't know, but I seen it.
Yeah. So.
I didn't see the highlights. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I
So.
didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown broke his finger. KP broke his nose.
Yeah. Yeah, they was tight.
Yeah.
It was tight.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown was after the game talking about, if y'all want to fight, we could just fight. We don't got to play ball. Type shit.
Well, it seems like, and I've been seeing some of the other series, it seems like the ref is just letting them just go at it, which is crazy.
Yeah, I think
All
really. I mean, I thought that it's been pretty ticky-tacky like the first 3 games, and this is like the first game of the series where the refs kind of just like, let it ride.
For real.
Like, and they did it the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple points I was like, oh, come on, you're gonna call that and you don't call everything else, but pretty much the whole thing, like they didn't call shit.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was like schoolyard. It was like they ain't no call here.
No.
Get that ball, get back to the line. They ain't no calls here.
Word.
That's why when they didn't call that, in my head I was like, you can't call that. You haven't called shit all game long. You can't call that.
No.
And I'm usually not the biggest fan of refs at times, but that no call was the right call, no matter what. You play that all game long.
Facts.
All game long.
Facts. And and at the end, it's a W for us. W for us. 3-1. One more on Tuesday, back in the Garden. You feel me?
I hear you guys, but let me ask you a question. And I understand it's been tight and stuff like that, but do we start trying to give a little bit more minutes to different people? Like, Landry Shaman played a great towards the end of the season. That boy's barely off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about another series, and you still got to finish this. You got to play Boston, and you got another, and just to get us into the chip. I think they got to. I know Tibbs doesn't want to do it, but you can't. Because let's be honest, if Brunson gets hurt, because I think everybody clutched their pearls when you saw that shit happen.
Yeah.
I know I did.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, so if our man is down, we are fucked.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah,
I don't see him changing right now. I don't feel like Tibbs is gonna like somehow just learn.
Yeah,
his biggest flaw and literally start learning his lesson right now and be like, you know what? He's gonna go to bed tonight. And just like, why have I done this for years? It's not gonna fucking happen.
Nah, I mean,
bro.
but at the end of the day, man, this is the team we have. You know what I'm saying? And this is who we got. And we could talk about what move we could make, and hopefully, in the offseason there is a move to make where we could actually possibly, strengthen this lineup and get a little more deeper, and things of that nature. But for now, we just gotta let it rock. We gotta just ride. We gotta, trust in our starters. Let them score like they did today. Where a bench only has 5, but we scored 94. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy numbers. You know, and our defense was good enough. You know, OG was able to put some clamps on Cade throughout the series. You know, and it made it hard for him. And those stops, he's gonna be able to do that to every team's best player. You know, and we just got to take advantage, and we just got to be ready, and his next man up. You know, but you know we got the starting five that we got for a reason, and those are the ones that got to be carrying us, and they got to carry each other too at the same time. So when Cat is a little off, then maybe OG is on, or when Bridges is off, then Brunson is on, or you know, vice versa with everybody. You know.
Yeah, that's what it does seem sometimes. You know, when the other ones come in, someone else is off. But either way, I think the one thing about or anybody that plays sports, you may not be scoring, but that has nothing to do with defense.
Right.
And Brunson and OG and Richard showed that today. You know, they weren't scoring a lot, but that had nothing to do with their defensive game.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
I had a big problem with a lot of our just play decisions, like towards the end of us losing our lead and pretty much putting ourselves in that position where it became, you know, like we lost it in the first place, you know, like you said, like forgetting how to play basketball in the third quarter. I kind of get tired of seeing ISO between the two players, and I love Brunson to death, and I feel like we definitely can't survive if we don't run those plays through Cat sometimes, and we don't run those plays through Brunson sometimes, because they are differentials, like they do make a difference. But I feel like we get a little too caught in that system where it's like we feel like that's an automatic bucket between the two, like two of them. You know, if people are drawing double teams, then you got to pass it, bro. You know, like you can't rock with it with a double team coming at you. You know, like,
well, you know what?
There's no reason to like.
Well, you know what? To
swing it out.
To what you're saying, and I'll say this: that when we're not playing like that and the ball is moving, you know what I'm saying, where we're making those passes and playing unselfish basketball that we've seen, you know, throughout this series in the games that we've won, we win. You know what I'm saying?
No, facts.
So it's like, you know, they just gotta play Knicks basketball. They gotta play Knicks basketball.
No,
you know,
you're right, but like say like game 2.
Yeah.
You know, like I felt like there was a disappearance of Cat, and Cat's out there going like this on the fucking floor, and he's wide the fuck open, and like Jalen Brunson's just completely like tunnel vision towards the basket.
Well, because I don't necessarily blame Brunson. I blame more Tibbs for not, you know, adjusting. You know what I'm saying? Why are you not calling a timeout? Why are we not saying, hey, do me a favor, let's start running the ball through Cat.
Yeah.
Let's get him some shots or some plays to the basket.
Yeah.
See if he could do something for us. So you didn't do that. Brunson always plays with that chip on the shoulder of what a small player does, almost like AI and, you know, your Steve Francis, you know what I'm saying, Steve Nash, all your small players, you know what I'm saying. When you gotta feel like you carry a team, you just start going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and you're not thinking, you just like trying to get to the basket, do your thing, get off a shot, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, so I know he falls into sometime of that.
Let me interrupt. That I understand what you guys are playing, but today. There were several times they did get the ball to OG, and they did get it to Bridges. There were 3 shots that Bridges took. One was a mid-range jumper. The other 2 were off the rotation in the corner, and he missed both threes. So I don't necessarily agree. And I think naturally when you don't see that the ball is dropping, or do you keep on making that pass when they're not making it?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, you can't run 3 straight plays of ISO. You know, like you can't run it up and then pass to Cat. Cat has it in the post. Bang, bang, bang. And then next play, run straight to the basket, block. You know, like 0 passing whatsoever. There's no ball movement. You know, like we're literally like stuck. Like, all right, it's gonna be Cat's turn, then it's gonna be Brunson's turn. I don't necessarily. We have OG and we have Mikal Bridges, and yeah, they might not make every, but they're definitely threats. You know, like they definitely will draw the deep, like the deep, like it will flow like basketball's supposed to. You know what I mean?
I understand that, but there were times. What I'm saying is that there were times that they did make a pass.
Mm-hmm.
So just good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, but it's not like it,
And then they make those shots.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's my thing for that is like, you know, like basketball is basketball, you
Mhm.
know, and just like in that also that game too, we could talk about moments in the game too, but the fact of the matter is that nigga, the score was tied 94-94 with a minute left. You know, we could have won the game, we could have tied the game, we could have sent it to overtime, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Bridges got the shot. Bridges, at the end of the day, that's all you could hope for. Either he's gonna make it or he's gonna miss it. Maybe the next time he makes it. You know, everything has to flow. Like we, as Ann says, we can't, you know, focus on too much of just Cat and Jalen. But you know, also when we also got to hope for is that when we are making those passes to Bridges and OG, that they're making those shots as well. Like also because if we think about it in game two, that was probably both of their worst shooting performances of the series. You know what I'm saying? Like Bridges missed two today, but he also hit two today. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Back to back type shit. You know? So it's like it was about the timing. You know, I remember even the announcer saying that, you know? Or like Bridges timing right now is, you know, impeccable and shit. You know? So it's like we gotta hope that we can make the shots when we need to make them, you know,
Yeah.
and we're gonna be in the game. I feel like we're gonna be in the game. It's not gonna be like this next game when we beat Detroit in Game 5. I don't really see it being a blowout. You know,
No.
maybe we could get on a run again and do like we did the first game. You know, towards the end. But I feel like the game is gonna be competitive throughout the majority of the game before it's just a blowout early. You know, them
This,
kids is not gonna give up.
this shit's gonna be chippy the whole entire series, bro.
But I love
Like,
it.
even if we win every game, it's still gonna be chippy as fuck and it's gonna be close.
Word.
You know, like no matter what, we're not gonna. Tibbs, like I said, is not necessarily gonna wake up tomorrow and learn from what he does every fucking game for his whole career. You know,
Word.
he's not gonna be like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that my whole career.
Facts.
Before I let you go, what is the grade for the Giants on the draft? Brian?
I'm gonna give him a B plus. I'm gonna give him a B plus. I don't know if I just don't know if the quarterback move is the one yet. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the big decision. I think they that absolute hit with Abdul Carter. I like the scatter move. You know, but the
other defensive lineman from Toledo.
yeah, the defensive lineman is. I feel like he was good. He's good too. Like somebody could that has the ability 300-pounder long arms that he could eat with snacks. I mean with what's this guy? Dexter Lawrence next to him. You know what I'm saying? So with that on, it could be a good thing. But other than that, I think the real deciding is the quarterback move. You know, but you know Shador, you know obviously he was there for multiple rounds.
Yeah, I look at it like I would say also I would if grading what that's what I'm saying. I would also say B plus. But I don't necessarily look at it as a bad fit. I look at it as all right. Would you really have Shador Sanders behind Russell Wilson?
Yeah.
Culturally, do you think Shador Sanders and Russell Wilson are a good pairing?
I would tell you no, only because I think in the back of his head, there's always the issue of dealing with his father. I think
Ole Miss white boy is gonna be a perfect pairing for Russell Wilson. All right, they're gonna nerd it up, bro. It's going to be like Bible study and some other weird shit going on every week. That's what it is. That's gonna be the flavor, bro. Like as lame as it fucking sounds, that's what it is. We're not that. Like at least not at the quarterback position.
No, you know why I give them an A-, just for them to get back in the first round. The maneuver that they did, you know, I think this kid. I think the reason that they put this kid in, got this kid, is because they believe that they can turn him into something else. That's what you said, though. If they don't take those maneuvers, it doesn't really happen. We're not even having this conversation.
Absolutely not.
But at least they're moving in the right direction as far as doing things for the future. And defensively, we all know offense gets you on ESPN, defense wins you games.
Facts.
So I think now we have a defense that is young and it's going to be very difficult to score on. And the Scatteroo pickup, the idea that now we got another running back that can maybe be our Brandon Jacobs. And we already got Tracy. You never know. Put the ball on the ground and you know, get those yard and a half when it's third down and fourth down. Maybe we're moving in the right direction because Eli was, I loved him. We had, but we did have some of the best running backs in both. Bradshaw and Jacobs did their thing when we won our Super Bowls. We don't have them, we don't win.
Yeah.
Facts.
So, and it's always a pleasure, son. I love you.
Pops, love you too, man.
Much love.
Appreciate you.
All right. All
right. Later.
Let's go next.
Thanks.
That
was nice.
Fire. Haven't heard from our pops in a minute. You already know. You know you could call in. The number's up on the live. This is the Jones Hour, by the way. We didn't have it. I don't know if we had even the proper introduction because we were so hype off the Knicks and the W. You know what I'm saying? But it is the Jones Hour. We live every Sunday on YouTube. If you miss it, you catch it on all your platforms or the fly shit. Just Google, hit that subscribe. My man Ant sitting in the fucking building.
Sounds so
I think,
bored with it.
I think no. I think we've done enough with the Knicks, right? And we could just go into the rest of the NBA. Cleveland leading Miami 3-0. Game tomorrow night. Cavs probably sweep. Indiana playing tonight against Milwaukee at 9:30. Indiana's up 2-1. I'm pretty sure I picked the Pacers to beat the Bucks. Well, I might have flipped that. I don't know. Definitely the Knicks. And then the Celtics are leading the Magic. They play tonight at 7 o'clock, 2-1. Game 4, obviously, in Orlando. Hopefully, they could put a hurting on them. You know, like we've been hoping for. Thunder already sweep. They get rid of the Grizzlies quick 4-0. They on to the next round, waiting for the Nuggets and the Clippers. And Nuggets come through last night crazy, tied a series. So I think that's going to be someone's game to watch, you know, going into 7 games.
69-61.
Who's that? Lakers, Timberwolves?
Lakers 69.
Lakers are winning right now in Minnesota. But Minnesota's leading the series 2-1. Game is in the third quarter right now, 8:56 left. Lakers are up by 8 points.
Where are we at? What did I miss? We're still talking about the East?
No, I went through the whole East. I just went through, you know, the store. We could go. I just said Cavs up 3-0, probably going to sweep. Pacers up 2-1 against the Bucks, but I thought I can't remember if I picked the Pacers or the Bucks.
Yeah.
We already went through the Knicks, and I said Boston up against the Magic 2-1, but you know, Magic putting a hurting on them physically. So we see if they can steal a game as they play in Orlando. That game is also, I think, tonight. Let me see. Yeah, tonight at 7 o'clock. It's a full slate of games tonight. You know what I'm saying? So that's fun. Like I said, Minnesota, LA is playing right now. Series tied with Denver and LA last night. Big game. That was a great finish to that one. And then Monday night, Golden State play Houston.
No one
at
really
Golden State.
predicted Kawhi to be in the conversation like later on, like this season. You know what I mean? If you
Yeah, I
asked
mean,
us early in the season if whether or not they would be a threat postseason wise, you would have been like, nah.
no, I think I knew they had the potential. You know what I'm saying? I think they kind of got together late last year. Kawhi, has consistently had his injury issues. You know what I'm saying? So when you don't play with somebody, you don't really got it like that.
Mhm.
All you can really do is try to give them the ball and get out the way.
Yeah.
That's really much you're left with when you don't really know how someone plays.
Yeah.
But if you know how they play, then you know what to do. Like set the screen for them here, pass
Yeah.
it to them there, shit like that. They'll trail you on the drive or whatever it is, be in the corner. Like these are the things that you get familiarized with the more you play with somebody. And I think they just needed to do that. And they got a nice little team. Norman Powell, he was doing big last night. He had some big shots. They was coming back. They was down a lot. They came back. They tied the game and went back and forth. And then Aaron Gordon at the buzzer basically like dunked it. Like you could see it like literally with zeros. Like the ball is in the net, but his hands is like no longer touching the ball.
Mhm.
Like, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and they wound up winning the game on that.
Good, massive save from him.
Yep, because that was the difference between 3-1 and 2-2.
Mhm.
Going back to Denver.
And it's kind of crazy that there was no that was the first last second dunk, like buzzer beater dunk. It's like that's fucking insane.
Yeah, and
You would think that a buzzer beater alley hoop actually happened before, but I guess not. That's insane.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to now. The technology is different, So back in the day, you didn't try it because they'd probably call it off. But now you really have the technology to know whether it's legit or not.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't intentionally do it. I don't
No. It's just something he does naturally all the time, and
you just missed a shot, and he snatched it out of the air. Fucking, yeah.
Beautiful.
Big ups for it.
Yeah, that was Aaron Gordon for Denver. And then you know what? Also, a lot of these series like that Denver Nuggets Clippers series, and even that Lakers Timberwolves series, these are series that could have potentially been conference finals in the West. You know what I'm saying? With real good teams going against each other in this first round. Houston is really good, but they're real young. Golden State, Golden State has been showing their experience, even though Jimmy Butler got hurt yesterday, but he didn't play and they still won. Steph carrying them. When you have Steph Curry, anything is possible.
Yeah.
Like, let's just be real. When you have Steph Curry, anything is possible. He's the best point guard in the fucking league. And if he's not the best point guard, like passing wise, he's definitely the best shooter, period. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that he's still playing right now, then he's still the fucking best. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's it. There ain't nothing you can say about it. It doesn't matter. You can say whatever you want. This person did this or that, whatever. No, it don't matter. This kid is putting up. I could call him a kid. He's younger than me, but this kid is putting up records that because you're OG in the league already now. Steph.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what, 5 rings in already?
Yeah.
So
you're like Haslam age, right?
Huh?
You're like Haslam age, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Fuck you. I'm not even answering that. I don't even know. I'm not even answering that. Grimy and acid. It's fucked up, bro. I thought you was my mans.
It's not a big differential. I think he's my age.
Oh, well, you my son.
Fuck you.
How the tables have turned.
Yeah, I think he's my age.
Word. All right, but we're going to see what's going to happen. Playoffs is real. By next week, we'll have, some of these series decided already. Some looking into playing game 7s. Hopefully, the Knicks will already have this shit wrapped up. Cavs will be wrapped up. Hopefully, Celtics lose and have to play more games to win. You know, so we'd be rooting for Orlando. Non-biased though. You know what I'm saying? Non-biased. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's
should
it. That's it. It's nigga.
Playoffs? Who talking about? Playoffs? You kidding me?
Kidding me?
Playoffs?
You kidding me, Anthony? Hey,
What have you been doing this whole time?
what? What you mean?
What have we been talking about?
Playoffs? Who talking about? Playoffs?
Are you kidding me?
Okay.
You kidding me?
Like that, right? Fucking nasty with it.
yeah.
Nasty
That was-
with it.
that was
Nasty
sick.
with it. All right, so now we're going into the should we do the draft?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Let's do the draft, man. Let me
Still got to talk about everything else.
yeah, hold on. Draft. The draft was exciting for some. You know what I'm saying? As we expected, Cam Ward went first. We thought Travis Hunter was gonna go second.
Yeah.
But we didn't see Jacksonville making the trade to move up to get. Excuse me. Jacksonville making the trade to move up to get him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was big.
Kind of a risky move from them in general.
Yeah.
You know, like that was not a safe move. And from what people were saying is that like he wasn't on at least a quarter of the teams in the league's board. You
Yeah.
know, like so like if that's the case, then what the fuck you doing?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's very interesting, but I mean maybe it's gonna pay off. You know, like you never know with these fucking things, you know, like if anything, it's like giving someone the keys and then the confidence, you know? You just hope that they could show up and they got the skills, you know what I mean?
Or yeah, so I mean, they yo, my man's Brooklyn in the house. What's good, baby? We're going over the draft right now. Yeah, but Giants, Giants couldn't miss with the with Abdul Carter going into 3 after that move. Like I said, Jacksonville moved up, got that. And then 4, who was the 4? Let me see that. Can you bring up the Giants picks and I'll bring up the first round. I'll bring up the first round. First round 2025. See if we got it. Yeah, Abdul Carter. Oh yeah, Will Campbell, the offensive lineman for New England. That was big for them. That's big for them. You know what I'm saying? Drake May's a quarterback. He started crying when he said, I'm gonna protect him for the rest of my life, the best I could do. You know what I'm saying? Cleveland thought, you thought Cleveland might have went with Shador here. You know what I'm saying? Instead, they take Mason Graham. Ashton Genty, the lead running back, went to the Raiders. You know, they need some spice into their lineup. You know what I'm saying, with the moves that they made. Membo went to the Jets. You know, solid pickup. You know, hopefully, we'll be able to give Justin Fields the times he needs for the Jets to be competitive this season. McMillan, a wide receiver to the Panthers. Banks to the Saints. That's another offensive lineman. They had a lot of offensive linemen in this draft. It was heavy, and tight ends. As we see, Loveland went to the Bears. We see how that works out. Then some bunch of other players. I'm not gonna go through the whole draft. That was just the top 10. because we'll be here all night. But then at 25, the Giants, they make the move. They get Jackson Dart. I think they made the move because they felt like the Rams might have wanted to make the move to get him. You know what I'm saying? That's what I heard. You know, Rams trying to get him.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, they made the move, got their guy, and that was the thing. You know, it was a Dable guy. You know, if it's really their guy, then you can't be mad at it. That's why you could, you could give. Their other grades are good. Where's this at? The defensive tackle is a good move. Scatterboo is a good move. A cornerback in the 7th round. That's not bad. Another offensive lineman. Who knows if that works out. You know what I mean? And these first 3-4 picks that we got, it look like you're gonna be quality players in our lineup. Hopefully, with Carter, Alexander, Scatterboo, and hopefully Jackson Dart. And hopefully Jackson Dart is their guy because that's what you want. That's what you're hoping for. You know what I'm saying? And we see what Brian Dable has done with quarterbacks. We see what he's done with Josh Allen. This guy sort of has that same build and toughness that we see in Josh Allen, supposedly. That's why he wanted him, and time will tell. Hopefully he gets to sit though. Hopefully you don't got to get thrusted into the lineup, Hopefully, Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston could actually win us some games and obviously hopefully Dable keeps his job, because of that. Because the reality is like you're gonna get this guy if after you draft this guy, you say Dable's gonna leave, you know what I'm saying? Then a new regime is gonna come in, a new GM and coach. They're gonna be like, this guy's not their guy.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna go through the same cycle that we see the Bears consistently go through year in year out. That we've seen Washington constantly go through year in year out until they found Jaden Daniels.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That teams go through this. That they're constantly just looking for that quarterback that could really be that guy. To take them to the next level and be competitive in the game. So hopefully this is their guy, but hopefully, like I said, he don't got to play after week 5.
Because if you take him, then
maybe
you
hope that he could sit the whole year and play next year when Russell Wilson is on a rental. This guy's is on rental. You don't expect to stay with them, and then you see this guy Dart hopefully be everything we want him to be. Can you pull up the Jets one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Jets, we know their first round pick was an offensive lineman. Jets had a lot of holes themselves in terms of, what they needed to fill, and I think offensive line was something definitely that they needed to do. I think this guy Membo could play actually either left or right tackle, so that's going to be good where, you could plug him on a specific side. This guy also Membo, I believe, went against Abdul Carter, who is the Giants' first round pick, and was able to have a quality game against him. And when you say those things and you see that in college, is because you what you're seeing is NFL talent going against NFL talent. And that's how you're making your judgment. Because the real talent in college stands out more than it does in the NFL. In the NFL you got to be the man if you're the man. In college it's easier to be the man because the talent and the playing level is not the same everywhere. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Got the Jets yet?
Yeah, it's being stupid, bro.
All right.
It's not listing it out correctly. It's doing full reports.
Well, just tell me the positions.
I'll just pull it up for you. I'll pull up what I got.
Let's see if I can get it. Oh, we fucking it up. We fucking it up.
Just have to scroll up.
Okay, Membo.
go. Other way.
Oh, okay. What is this? Go American born. What is he? Oh, he's a linebacker. So Malachi Moore, that was somebody that I heard that should be a good pickup for y'all.
Whenever you got the name Malachi,
Arian Smith. Okay. Who's this? A wide receiver? Looks like a wide receiver out of Georgia. That's somebody that they needed. Mason Taylor, a tight end. So they address some of their positions. Cornerback.
Mhm.
So these are the quarterback, tight ends, wide receiver, O-line. They was able hopefully to cash in. Hopefully to cash in on the picks that they on the spots that they needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And hopefully that's what the thing is with the draft. That's why it's so exciting, because you watch the draft because you seeing like who could be, and you never know what it is. It's not always look away Tom Brady. Tom Brady was drafted in like the 6th, 7th round. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he turned into to be one of the best ever. So you never know what you're gonna get, and sometimes you look like a genius, sometimes you look like an idiot. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But that's the beauty of the sport. That's the beauty of football. That's the beauty of the draft.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And we'll see. But before I get into baseball, I just want to say they definitely did violate Shador, but they also needed. I guess they really humbled them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I think it was clear. Like, I mean, obviously they didn't do no Kaepernick just yet, just really, almost borderline. The way they kind of was trying to blackball him, but it definitely looks like trying to teach him a lesson in terms of um, you're not going to be able to um, dictate what you're gonna do and what you're not gonna do and where you're gonna play at and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to be a package deal with your pops, as you see the other son signs with a different agent and immediately gets signed to a deal with the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So obviously there is some sort of issue with Dion being who he is and how loud he is and whatnot. Unfortunately, it's kind of a reminder of some of that shut up and play type of situation. But at this point, I think that's what he needs to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just be grateful in your league. Let your play show for it. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to talk. People don't really got to talk all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is really show out. Get your opportunity, and when it comes, cash in.
No,
You know what I mean?
Everyone's gonna look at them like they're netball babies.
No, I mean, even like that, he's gonna be. Giants is in this too. He's gonna be forever compared to Jackson Dart. Every single quarterback that went today, that went in this draft, is going to be forever compared how they all went ahead of Shador Sanders. And Shador Sanders got picked in the 5th round by the Cleveland Browns, who picked another quarterback in the draft as well, Dylan Gabriel from Oregon.
Yeah.
So you picked 2 quarterbacks in the draft. You know what I'm saying? And then you traded up to get Shador. You know what I mean? In this 5th round. So I don't know what they was doing. I don't know what happened, but
I mean, I think it was assessed properly. Like,
not doing good on the interviews and whatnot. You know what I'm
doing
saying?
well in the interviews. He was 500 record wise, like
Yeah.
in college. It's not like necessarily he's striping it, you know. Like, so, like I don't know. He's a high end prospect, but like I don't. You are right. There needed to be some humble on that, you know. Like,
Well, he got humbled. That's for sure.
I mean, from the narratives, from what I've been seeing, is like a lot of people just didn't like it. Didn't like, seeing him in a room that's a legendary and his name.
Oh
all over
yeah,
the
yeah,
fucking
yeah. That's
place.
what I'm saying. Yeah,
And a bunch of other shit, like people don't want to see that. Like,
yeah, I think that was a main reason why he didn't go the first day. You know what I'm saying?
And you're putting yourself on a pedestal. You know what I mean?
Because even Mel Kiper was like, "Yo, like I don't know what's going on with these teams." Even the president, fucking Donald Trump, tweeting out like, "You, all you owners should be ashamed of yourselves." You know what I'm saying? Well, like I just said, time will tell with all of these players. That's the beauty of the draft every single year. You know what I mean? Because you never know who's gonna be who or what's gonna be what, and everybody gets an opportunity more or less sooner or later. You know?
Yeah. I mean, if he kills, then he's not if he has an okay career, then he's not a bust.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
Pro
if he
Bowl, make it playoffs, hopefully a Super Bowl, shit like that. Then
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
he didn't come out
crushed all the
like
doubters. People that said he couldn't be the quarterback that
Yeah.
he needed to be because of the way he plays and whatnot. That's kind of what they did with Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying?
it's
I can see him
probably
being a Lamar Jackson type, but he has to hit the weight room to be that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because
but
Lamar can take a hit. This guy, I don't know.
in general though, like the smaller shoes to fit. You know what I mean? Like you're not on that pedestal, you know?
hmm
So like now he can fuck up.
hmm
You know, like now it's like, all right, well, it's a risk that we made. We're gonna keep rocking with them, see what happens. You know,
No,
he's
yeah,
learning.
if he's
know?
lucky, you gotta. His
If he's lucky, yeah. If he
if
gets
he-
play time in general.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Like, if he's lucky, he got to make sure that he stays on point. You know what I'm saying? And be reminded of this whole situation that went down, and realize, like, you know what? Let me just be on point for a little bit. Like I said, let my play show for it, and then we see what happens. You know what I'm saying?
I say we see him in a year.
No, I think he might play this year.
You
I
think so?
mean, Deshaun Watson is probably not going to play. He's coming off an injury, like I think it was ACL or whatever, so he might not be ready.
You think maybe we get some preseason play and he doesn't?
Oh yeah, no, he's
season?
gonna play. He's gonna definitely play in the preseason. I mean, they got quarterback. They just drafted two of them. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm
So
saying.
they're gonna
like,
get some. Yeah, he's gonna get some burn definitely in the preseason, and depending on how he performs, he could possibly, at the end of the day, everybody want to win. So if you're the man to, if you're the reason why to win, then that's what we need to do. All right, let's go to the baseball report.
Ooh.
I think we got to start with the Mets this week, man.
Big up.
Yeah.
Big up.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm playing my Kush right now. Big up.
Oh, let me give you some.
Toot toot. There you go.
You feel what I'm saying?
Been crushing.
You know what I'm saying?
Outside of our loss to the Nationals, I'm pretty sure since we haven't seen each other, we've been pretty good.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Wait, 2 losses?
That's
the last time we've seen each other?
Yeah, y'all went on a 7-game winning streak. Swept the what was this? Lost to the Nationals. You swept the Phillies and the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
So swept the Phillies and the Cardinals.
Sweeping the Phillies incredibly.
Lost the series to the Nationals. Lost today, 8-7.
Oh, so we lost back to back?
Yep. Now gonna play tomorrow.
I'll take my next win though.
Now you didn't lose. You didn't lose back to back. Y'all won the game before that. Yeah, 2-0. So you're looking to break even tomorrow with the Nationals in this series, and then come home against Arizona, and then travel to St. Louis, and then to Arizona. You know what I mean?
Back and forth.
Yep. And oh wow, your birthday weekend, Yankees and Mets play. Did you know that? In the Bronx. Wow, maybe that's something we need to go to. Yeah, swept the Phillies.
Yeah,
that was big. Sweeping the Phillies was big because we know the type of team and where they're gonna be at and what that's gonna mean later on in the season for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the team to beat right now. You know what I'm saying? That's your let me see the standings. Right here.
Philly should be behind us by 3 games or 4.
4.5.
4.5.
So yeah, 19-9. He's definitely gonna get booed in the Bronx. Soto getting booed in the Bronx. He's gonna get destroyed in the Bronx. He better hope he don't strike out, or he gonna feel that shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
He deserved to get booed the way he handled the situation, bro. The way he handled the situation. It's clear it's all about money. You know what I'm saying? We no offense to y'all Mets fans, because I understand y'all Mets fans and he's your man's now and all that other that. But you're not gonna tell me him hitting behind Lindor was better situation for him stats wise, but then hitting in front of Judge. You know what I'm saying? It's clearly what it is. And he's not gonna have the same numbers that he had with us. It's gonna be a little bit less. you know, in all of those categories, home runs, RBIs, average. But, you know, hopefully it's enough to get y'all to the next level. You know what I'm saying? To get y'all over the hump, to get y'all to be beating the Dodgers this year instead of losing to them. You know what I'm saying?
We got a monster lineup. And it hasn't necessarily been him.
What? No, y'all do got a good lineup. It's been big. Let's see. I wanna now we in way. Oh wait, hold on. 19-9. That's what's that? 28 games. 28 games. Let me see something.
Polar Bear Pete crushing it right now. Everyone kind of
Players.
stepping up, having these clutch home runs. Nemo being Nemo. Sorry, Nemo being Nemo. Vientos being Vientos. Batty fucking stepping up, giving us that clutch home run. Trying to name any other players doing their fucking thing. Lindor is being Lindor.
Yeah, wait, let me go through some things right now. All right, so Lindor is batting 312. You know, lead off. He's been a carrier. Had a walk off home run. His first as a Met the other day or the other week or whatever. You know, we missed 2 weeks. You know, so he's been real good for y'all. Nimmo only batting 192. Soto only batting 248. But Alonso's batting 333. You know what I mean? So he's been getting a lot of those pitches to hit after Soto. You know what I'm saying? Has been cashing in and carrying y'all. You know, and if you continue to get that type of play, you know, because he got 6 home runs, 26 RBIs already. You know, he's a team leader. You know, Lindor is the leader in hits with 34. You know, like this is a good look for y'all. This is a good look for y'all. Let me see hits. Yeah, Lindor. Soto got 25. Alonso got 33 hits. You know?
Currently best team in the league.
Yeah, let me see. Let me go back to the standings now. My bad.
No, you good.
Standings. Yeah, because y'all 19-9.
And then we have the Padres and the Dodgers behind us.
And the Cubs 17-11.
Shout out to the Cubs.
Shout out to the Cubs.
Doing their thing.
Yeah, but y'all got the best record in the National League and in the American League. Best record in baseball. 19-9. The fucking New York Mets, son. You know what I'm saying? Shit feel like.
Oh no, I feel it, bro. Feels good.
Take a trip down memory lane. You know what I'm saying? Of the Mets and the Yankees. Like this, it's good to be a New Yorker right now. It's good to be a New York baseball fan right now. Fucking Mets is doing good. Yankees doing good. Because, I mean, you know, like in reality, you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't, you know, I know y'all going to hate me for this, but it's like, fuck the Mets. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I feel as a Yankee fan. You see what I'm saying? But you a Met fan. Look at that. You army fatigue Mets out today. You know what I'm saying? Ready for war, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I like that new mentality for y'all, man. I like it. I like what y'all doing, man. I like it. The city is on fire. Like there's like a friendly rivalry amongst New Yorkers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, was one team is better than the other, there really isn't much shit to talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, your team is trash, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's not really much to say. You know?
Are the Cleveland Guardians the same tied up with you guys right now?
Guardians. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? No, they're worse than us. Step it up. Now back to what I was saying. You know, there's an excitement in the city when it has that. You know what I'm saying? When we both on it, and I could talk shit to like, oh well, I could see a random Met fan with a stupid ass jacket on, you know, army fatigued. You know what I'm saying? I just tell him, yo, fuck the Mets, huh? You know what I'm saying? He tells me, fuck the Yankees, and it's like it's friendly banter. You know what I'm saying? It's love. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to fight you for it. It's just like I want to see where you stand. You know? It doesn't make you less of a man or more of a man or me or you or whatever it is. You know? It is what it is. You know? The Yankees and Mets is like Bloods and Crips. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, just not as violent.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to like stab you and shit like that. And I don't want to, you know, take your Mets spot or nothing. You know, I just don't like your team.
Word.
You know,
Yeah.
like our pinstripes are better than yours. You know.
Okay.
Thanks. But yeah, I think I might have a nicer gray jersey, but it is what it is.
We have a way nicer gray jersey.
Then now it's not way nicer. It's not.
You got the pinstripe. Shut the fuck up.
Nah, bro, but it's not way.
It's way nicer.
It's not. It's not. It's not.
It's way nicer.
Nah, bro. Fuck out of here. Well, let's talk about the Yankees now. I think we talked enough about the Mets. You know what I'm saying? We talked enough about the Mets.
Ass gray, bro.
You know what I'm saying? We up 1-0 already, bottom of the second against Toronto.
Just like
You know what I'm
ash gray.
saying?
It's like war zone gray.
Oh, we're looking to take this series. Looking like
It's like a giant thunderstorm going on gray.
Oh, you talking Cleveland? Oh, no wonder why you're talking about the Guardians because they beat us that series. But other than that, we've been spanking everybody, taking series after series against all of these teams.
Aren't they right on your ass?
And now we're about to. Now it looks like hopefully we could take the series today against Toronto.
What are they?
Which you lost today, so you guys don't even matter anymore. But
anymore.
yeah, and then we're gonna play Baltimore and the Rays again.
Yeah.
Baltimore and the Rays again. The next two series for the Yankees. That's the one thing that I will say about baseball that teams don't really pay attention to and at times it's hard to take advantage of because it happens so early in the season. Is that when you have these division games, when the Yankees are playing Baltimore and they are playing Toronto or maybe Boston, you know what I'm saying, and getting these early games in April, in May, and then sometimes you go into these long gaps. Where you might play a team a bunch of times in April and May, but then you don't see them again until September type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And those games that you played against, like a Mets versus Braves, where y'all did your thing against the Braves and were able to sweep them early in the season. That could be the difference in who makes the playoffs and who's a wild card.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who takes a division and who's a wild card.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes later on into the season. So it's like when you see this 162 game season and it's like, oh my God, we in May. It's like it's gonna be forever till October. Like the summer's fire. Everybody loves the summer. You know what I'm saying? So you're chilling. You're not really maybe not catching all of the games, but they all matter, bro. They all fucking matter.
They definitely do.
They all fucking matter. And like this series against Baltimore is gonna be big. For the past 2 seasons or whatever it is, Baltimore's been our nemesis. Baltimore's been the team that we that we've had the most encounters with. Even though they're 10-17 right now and they're in last place, it's not gonna matter.
I would really like to go.
It matters if we sweep them and then they become 10-20 and then we're 19-11.
That'd be a nice trip.
You know what I'm saying? What's your record? 19-9. So you got a game in hand in us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What?
That'd be a nice trip.
What?
Go to Baltimore. Go see a game out there.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that. Camden Yards. That's a bucket list shit. Shout out to my homies. They went to Boston and shit last year. I wanted to do that, but it was too close to my son's birthday. So I gotta have my son a birthday party before I go to the baseball game and shit.
Yeah,
he's just turning 1. You know what I'm saying?
First birthday. Fucking Fenway Park.
Yeah.
Your son's birthday.
Happy birthday, son. Look at this is me over here.
FaceTime.
You know what I'm saying? Word from Fenway. Yo, you should be so happy for me on your birthday.
I'm in enemy territory.
He's like, Dada? Dada?
I'm in the enemy's bathroom.
Word. Piss on him. I'm gonna piss on the floor right now just for you, Bray. Love you, kid. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I couldn't do that. But yeah, like I said, these games mean something. We look in the AL, Detroit is surprising a lot of teams this year. First place, 18-10. I think there was, some talk about them coming into the season way better and on the come up and everything like that. Their young boys clicked.
Yeah.
That's what happens. That's what you see sometimes in baseball with some of these teams, like how you see, with like the Rangers, the Mariners right now.
Now, between the two, the Cubs and the Tigers, who do you see not being a flash in the pan? Are they both flash in the pans, or?
No, I think they're both legit.
You think they're both legit?
Yeah, and if there was a flash in the pan, it would be Chicago, the Cubs. You
Gotcha.
know what I'm saying? I could see, that division is it's shaky at times. You know what I'm saying? Cincinnati's a young team. You know what I'm saying? Ellie De La Cruz is. I've talked about him multiple times. He's a generational talent, a game changing player.
Facts.
Like in mid game, he can make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when these players are like that in the league. And the Cubs, where they have obviously a 2-game lead only. It's early. Like I said, we're not even 30 games in. It's 162, 161, whatever it is.
Well, I mean, that's the reason why I'm asking now.
Yeah, no, I don't. I see Detroit as more of a real deal thing. You know what I'm saying? I could see. Well, we know Chicago is going to be the worst, and probably Minnesota as well. But it only would be possibly Cleveland and Kansas City that would be in contention with Detroit. And I think they can handle business.
Bet.
Even though prior to the season, I said the ALCS would be the Yankees and the Rangers. But it could be Detroit. Detroit could be in there. You never know. Anything you want to add with the baseball report?
Nah, I'm very excited. It feels good. Let's go Mets.
Wow, that NL West. Let me just say that Giants 18-10.
Way better gray jersey.
Forgot it.
I'll give you the pinstripes.
Nah.
That's a given. But don't ever try to take our gray jersey away from us.
Trash. Then NL West, the Giants 18-10, Padres and the Dodgers are both 17-10. That's gonna be a tight division all year. And then the Diamondbacks 14-13. Yankees gonna play the fucking Padres real soon, actually.
Nice.
In like next couple of series, 3 series from now.
Go.
Oh, let's get an update before we get into the vinyl of the week. What is it looking
Ms.
like?
Margaret, what's the numbers looking like?
Wait a minute.
We'll see.
Oh,
press the guide.
Commercial break.
I can't because you take things away.
You got the internet right in front of you, bro.
Forget it. Don't worry about it, Ma. We're trying to get you on the show. Ma, we're gonna interview you one day. Tell us about your wild youth. Your wild youth. What's the fourth quarter? 99-95. Lakers are winning. 99-95.
Shout outs to Anthony Edwards, bro.
Yeah.
I think he got this shit.
Fourth quarter, 7 minutes, 42 seconds left as we get into a game break over there. So now let's get into the vinyl of the week, bro.
This week's vinyl of the week is Acid Rap by Chance the Rapper.
Okay.
Released in 2013. In that year, or at least in that set of years, I consider it probably my favorite mixtape release. There was a lot of shit popping off around that time. You had Odd Future, you had ASAP, you had a couple other things clicking and popping off. And Chance was doing his shit. He had his own crew in Chicago. And this is probably the best Chance project. This is his high watermark. This is what pays the bills. This is why he has a mansion. This is why he performed for Obama. This is a lot of things. This is the comparison wise. This is the overpricing on Tesla stock. How Tesla's worth a certain amount, but yet it's appraised at a way higher amount, and that's the reason why Elon Musk is like a fucking bajillionaire. This is the reason why Chance still gets loans probably from the bank, because he made this album.
Saved his life.
It definitely did. I love this album. This is a subgenre of hip hop called posse rap. Ain't no fuck shit around with it. It's not weak or anything like that. It's just super positive. If you want to feel good, this is cleaning up your house type music. If you try to feel tough, don't listen to this fucking album. This album in general, through and through, listenable from front to back. I am highly, highly disappointed in how his career went. I view him as a giant disappointment. Because of how much I love this album.
Yeah. And he hasn't really
Um,
done anything.
and
Maybe a
now I
feature.
view him as, at least his releases after this. The best way I could put it is gospel Disney radio. That's that best description of it. Gospel Disney radio, like radio Disney gospel. There you go. Better way of putting it. You know, and it's having a kid, loving your wife does not mean you could stop being a good rapper.
Mhm.
Like, it's kind of fucking shitty, you know. And I didn't do this review to shit on Chance the Rapper. I did this
You
review
don't
to
sound like
actually show him props, show him love. This album was not originally released on vinyl. I pre-ordered this shit. Why? Because I know it probably wasn't going to get re-released. Great album, great from, like I said, from front to back. Not a bad track in it. Not necessarily a radio. Hip hop itself, we were in that hip hop is dead era. Around, I would say, the 2010s ish times. It's very DIY era. Very independent era. It was more or less, if you were popping on YouTube, you were popping. And that's definitely what he was doing. He was popping on fucking YouTube. I was listening to his shit every fucking goddamn day. This album played probably in my headphones for a good 2 years straight. I view this album as kind of a standing point, at least for hip hop for me, because it was kind of, at least that set of years was a death of industry hip hop and a resurgence of independent hip hop, and the product itself wasn't necessarily, I would say, there.
Mhm.
And this was a bright shining, like a kind of like a bright spot on it. You have other, like I said, I already name dropped them. You had Kendrick and TDE coming up at the same time. You had you had ASAP and you had Odd Future. I would say it was like the three movements that were really working at this time. And you kind of figured or thought that this would be the other one, like to pop off, and it just didn't fucking happen. Do you have any words to say about Chance? I know you're not a big fan.
Yeah, I don't really got no problems with him. I mean, I definitely agree that this should change his life. I do necessarily, he took advantage. He was smart. You know what I'm saying? To get everything he can out of it. And get these features and get these appearances and hosting jobs and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And now he's more, I would say, celebrity than rapper. But shout out to him.
I completely forgot about that shit. Homie hosted SNL way too many times.
No, it's not just SNL. It's like fucking New Year's events or whatever. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Little, things like that. Like
some like Rockefeller Center.
Some shit like that. Yeah, that's him though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He want to be on Wild 'N Out and whatnot.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I mean, I do like some of the tracks. Like I pulled up the tracks right here. So I got, like 3 that I definitely like. The Paranoia's good track, favorite song, and Chainsmoker, everything's good. Those are the ones I probably would say.
Oh yeah.
But it's definitely a good album, though.
Definitely
a good album. Good pick this week.
If y'all haven't listened to it, I would definitely recommend it. Features on this album are Action Bronson and
Absol,
Childish Gambino, BJ the Chicago Kid, Vic Mensa and Twista, and No Name. Shout out to No Name. I haven't heard that name in a while. But yeah, I would say definitely my favorite. Not even a question. Favorite. It's the best Chance album that came out so far. I really hope, considering he's not with his wife anymore, he starts releasing music.
Well, that takes time. You gotta get over that first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get another Chance album.
Facts. All right, well, that's it. Another one wrapped in the books. Happy to be back. You know, shout out to everybody that checked in. My man Jonathan, hopefully we see you next week. You already know Brooklyn in the building. Appreciate the love. And we out. Yeah, have a blessed day. Happy Sunday.
Joe, we wanted so, you know what I mean? What's the deal? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is that why you are here?
Oh, messing with it.
Now you see now, you know, fuck, you know, I told you.